Hi, welcome back to my channel.
And we cover fraction for 11 plus, SATs and KS3. Learning objective for today's lesson is what is fractions, types of fractions, ascending and descending order of fractions, addition and takeaway of fractions. And methodology we can use is quite advanced and latest, is conceptual way of learning, and this methodology nowadays is under use in Cambridge, Oxford, Harvard, Surrey and Imperial College. Now we can go ahead and we try to learn what is fraction is. Okay, word fraction will come in our mind. So brain start clicking what fraction is. When you try to learn something and you say this is a new thing which coming in your mind is fractions. So fraction actually tell you two things straight away. The first thing is give you indication, is basically you try to compare two things. So one thing is a whole and the other thing is part. So basically when you compare one whole with some part, or you can say when you compare some portion with overall stuff, that actually give you indication is fractions. Fraction have many meanings. For example, I can say is, I'll write down fractions and say the word is part. Then I can say the word is portion. Then I say the word is sum of. So there are so many things come in my brain when I try to understand what fraction is. Then, because this is a math, and then another word come in my mind is, for example, if we have anything like is a pizza, so I throw a pizza, and then we can see is this is a whole pizza, and then we can cut pizza into 4 slices. So overall is a whole, and then we can go and we can see is if the pizza is a whole and we can cut one pizza into 4 equal slices. So each slice is called, whole is 4 part, so each slice is called 1 in 4. Then this is second part, and this is 2 in 4, this is 3 in 4, and this is 4 in 4. So basically overall every part is called 1 in 4. So, and then we can get is we try to compare the portion with overall slices. So overall we have 4 slices in this pizza, so whole is cut down into 4 pieces. So whole go in denominator and sum of go in numerator. Then we can see another word is, when we try to compare like that, we have 2 things come in our mind. One is denominator and other thing is numerator. So fraction mathematically is a combination of 2 things. One is numerator, and I write a numerator here. So this is numerator. I represent numerator by n, and then I use another word is denominator. I represent denominator by d. Now, if you can see on this line actually, this line is a fraction line. In other way around, we can say fraction is a division. Basically, you try to compare things in terms of division, in terms of portions, in terms of proportions, like that. Now we can see here, we have 2 things. One is a numerator, other thing is a denominator. Then I have to go, I can see is, okay, what the numerator is normally, and this is quite basic word, we can say anything which is on the top of the line, that is called numerator. Anything which is below the line is called denominator. That is quite common word, everybody can use and everybody can understand nowadays. But then we can go another bit on this. What's the purpose of numerator and what's the purpose of denominator? That should come in our mind. That is actually called conceptual way of learning. We have to go in more inside and try to learn what's going on. So numerator is actually the times, and denominator, other way around we can say, is division. So we are writing here, another thing is times, and denominator I write in here is the word is division. Okay, then we can go inside and see is if the top bit is times and the bottom bit is division, then we compare times with division. Another thing come in my mind, and that should come in your mind, in your brain as well. What thing is that we can see is the times. So if we increase the times, then thing or number become bigger, bigger and biggest. It means if we increase the numerator, the number become bigger and bigger and biggest. And at the end, when we have a quite big numerator and we have the same denominator and we try to divide numerator with denominator, we get the end result is quite big. Now, we can go the other around. No, we do the same thing on denominator as well. And we already know denominator means division. So if you increase the denominator, it means you increase the division. So when you increase the division, the end result will be very, very small. So basically, in numerator, if you increase the numerator, you get at the end is a big answer. And if you increase the denominator, at the end we can get a smallest answers. So this is actually called critical analysis of fractions. How you compare if the top number is big, what you get at the end, and if the bottom number is big, what result at the end we can achieve. So we learn two things: numerator is a times and denominator is a division. Now we can go inside actually, and we see is how we basically add and take away of fractions, and then we try to learn is ascending and descending order of fractions. But there are many things inside the fraction is, and types of fraction as well. Now we can start from types of fraction first. Okay. When I write down is the types of fractions, I use the word here, types of fractions. Okay, types of fractions, there are three common types. What three types are? The first type is basically proper fractions. Then second type is improper fractions, and third type is mixed fractions. Now, we go into how we can represent proper fractions, improper fractions, and mixed fractions. I write in here, the first word is improper fractions. Okay. Now, I have to prove this one mathematically. Why the improper fraction is? Improper fraction is when numerator n, when n is bigger than d. So we already know what n is numerator, what d is denominator. When I say is when n is bigger than d, mean when numerator is bigger than d, that kind of fraction is called improper fractions. Now I have to represent this one is, for example, 8 in 3. Then 7 in 4. You can see is these kind of fractions is called improper fraction. Why these are called improper fractions? We know the definition. The definition is when n is bigger than d, we can get improper fractions. Now we can go towards as proper fractions. Okay, so proper fraction is, the first one is improper and the second one is proper fractions. Proper fraction is when its denominator is bigger than numerator. So we can go other way around. When d is bigger than n. That kind of fraction is called proper fractions. I can write the same thing. It says 3. I use a different pen. Okay. Alright, here is, sorry, this is 3 in 8. 3 in 8. So 3 in 8 is proper fractions. Why is proper fraction? Because its denominator in that case is bigger than numerator. So then I can write down here is 4 in 7. This is a proper fraction. Why? In this case is denominator is bigger than numerator. Now we can go towards mixed fractions. So mixed fraction is this is third time. First one is proper, second is improper, third one is mixed fractions. Mixed fraction is when we have 3 things. First thing is whole. Alright, here it's a combination of whole. In other way around, we use another term for whole is answer. Whole is answer, and then second one is remainder. Remainder. And the third one is division. If you have that kind of thing, then that kind of fraction is called mixed fractions. Okay. For example, I'll write down here is 7 in 3 in 9. In this case is the first one, the number from where the fraction starts, 7, 3 in 9. 7 is called is answer or whole. Whole or answer. And 3 is called remainder. And 9 is called division. If you have that kind of fraction, that is called mixed fractions. In mixed fraction, we have answer, we have division, and we have remainder. Then another thing comes. If we have mixed fractions, how we convert mixed fraction into improper fractions? Okay. Now we try to convert mixed fraction into improper fraction. I can write in here is, for example, 3 in 6 in 4. I numbers. So this is 3 is a whole, 6 is an answer. 3 is a whole or answer, 6 is a remainder, and 4 is a division. So I just number these. When I say is, this one is number 1, this is a number 2, and this is a number 3. Okay, I start from division. I assume division number 1, I assume whole is number 2, I assume remainder is number 3. Now I draw a flow chart. I say is 1 and then times number 2 and number 3. Now we have to simplify. You can see on number 1, what number is it? On position 1 we have 4 times. On position 2 we have a 3, and on position 3 we have a 6. Now we follow the basic method and now we can do is 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 plus 6 is 18. So you get 18 from here. Now this is when you convert mixed fraction into improper fraction. So you get a numerator, denominator is the same, division is the same. So we get numerator is 18. So now our numerator is 18 and denominator all the time is same. That is division. So you can write the division is 4. So this is actually when we convert mixed fraction into improper fractions. So you learn the method. Method is you start from division first, assume the division is number 1, whole is number 2, and remainder is number 3. Then 1 times 2 add 3. Then follow the position of 1, 2, and 3. Write down what number is on first position, second, and third. Write those things according to sign. Simplify, and you get a numerator. A denominator is a division. You write in the same division. So 18 over 4. This is the way how you can convert mixed fraction into improper fractions. Now we going towards is this is one thing we done. If we start from fractions, what fraction is, then we can go towards its types of fractions, and the next bit is we can going towards is ascending and descending order of fractions. Okay, I write it here. I say here number is 3 in, for example, like say is 3 in 16. Then I write in here is 5 in 4. Then I write in here 2 in 8, for example, or 3 in 8, for example. So we have to make it a bit more hard, so I can write it here 3 in 8. First of all, we should understand that what is ascending order. Ascending order is when you carry on from smallest to largest. So ascending order is smallest to largest. Ascending order. So ascending order means smallest number, smallest to largest. And descending order is from largest to smallest, so other way around. Okay, here we can write on largest to smallest. Okay, first of all, you understand what is ascending and descending order. So ascending is from smallest to largest, and descending is from largest to smallest. So this is the definition, is ascending and descending order. Now we have fraction, and one fraction 3 in 16, second one is 5 in 4, and third one is 3 in 8. We're going to go and we're trying to solve these three fractions, and we can see how we can solve these. Okay, we have two methods. One is quite common, everyone can use the method. In primary education, even in secondary education, we use the same method. And one is quite advanced and latest method, that is called grid method. So we have to go through both methods and try to solve both ways. We try to start from first is a basic method which everyone knows. We try to see is, we see all denominator, and in this case we have first denominator is 16, second denominator is 4, third denominator is 8. The basic concept is make common denominator, so we need a same denominator in all. Then how we can convert and change into common denominator? When we have a common denominator, then you can easily compare numerator, and on the base of numerator you can order ascending and descending. So from largest to smallest or smallest to largest. That is easy. The first job is how we convert different denominator into one common denominator. So we learn two ways. One is basic method and the other one is advanced or more conceptual way of learning. We start from the basic one. We see denominator, first one is 16, second denominator is 4, third is 8. Okay, we try to find the roots or factors, and we see here, if you read the table 4 go easily in 16, 4 times 4 is 16. And similarly, if you can read the table 8, we can see is 8 still goes in 16. So it means its common denominator is 16. Why? The other two, they can easily go in 16. So then we can see how many times, we can see the first 4. How many times 4 go in 16? So if you can read 4 tables, so the 4 times is basically 4 times 4 makes 16. So we can easily convert 4 into 16. So what we can do is, I can use different color. So basically then you can easily see is 4 times 4. So then why 4 times 4? We already know. If you read the table 4, that 4 easily go in 16. How many times we can read 4? If we can read 4 times can go in 16. So if we can see is we get the same denominator is 4 times 4 is 16. Now the next job is, this is a math principle. If you times, add or take away one thing on one side, you do the same thing on the other side. If you do something in denominator, you do the same thing in numerator. So we did times 4 in denominator, so we follow the math principle. We do the same thing in numerator as well. Okay, so 4 times 4 in denominator and 5 times 4 in numerator. Now we can go towards 8. And we read the table 8, and 8 as well go in 16. So you can see it's 8 times 2 is 16. So we have to multiply 8 by 2. We use the same math rules. We multiply 2 with numerator as well. Now we can see here, this is 3 in 16, and this is 5 times 4 is 20, and this is 4 times 4 is 16, and then this is 3 times 2 is 6, and this is 8 times 2 is 16. Now we have common denominator. A denominator is same, so on the base of common denominator, you just see the numerator. Now, next job is, if they ask you write down this in ascending and descending order, we can easily find the ascending and descending order. How? If the question is write down this fraction 3 in 16, 5 in 4, and 3 in 8 in ascending order. Ascending order is from smallest to largest. So if you can see the numerator, which numerator is small, that is the smallest number, which numerator comes after, that is the next one, and which is the big, that comes at the end. So in that case, in ascending order, we can say this is 3, so this is first position, this is 6, this is second position, and this is 20, this is third position. So it means this one is first, this is second, and this is third. So ascending order is 3 in 16, 5 in 4, and 3 in 8. Now, the same question for descending order from largest to smallest. So, what's largest? Largest is 20 and 16. So, in that case, is I use different pen. So, for descending order is the first one is this one. Okay, 1 second. So this is the first one, is descending order. Then next, the largest one is 6 and 16. So that is 6 and 16. This one is, so here we write in here. So this is your second largest. Because you can see in ascending order go in smallest to biggest. Smallest to biggest. So on the base of that is we choose the largest number. Largest number is 20 in 16. So I have to write down here. This is our first number. Then the second number is 6 over 16. This is our second number. And then this is our third number in terms of descending order. Then see one numbers here. That is 5. So I can write in first is descending order is 5 in 4. Then in this position 3 in 8. So I can write in 3 in 8. And in this position we have 3 in 16. So this is our descending order. So I can say DO, descending order. So you can easily see how we can convert actually fraction into ascending and descending order. So this is one way to solve this one. Then we have to solve the same question other way around this. That is more advanced and conceptual way of learning, advanced, which you can use a higher level as well. Now, this is the basic method we can use to make the common denominator. Okay, now we can go towards a more advanced method. Okay, in advanced method, we can use the word is grid method. This is quite a good method. You can find least common multiple, lowest common multiple, highest common factors, and many things you can solve with grid method. Even you have 3 fractions, 10 fractions, 100 fractions, and you have what complex number in denominator, numerator, whatever number you have. If you can use grid method, you get the right answer at the end. So this is quite good, advanced, and latest method. So now we can use the grid method to try to solve the same questions for ascending and descending order. The grid method is you find the common denominator. Now we pick up all denominators. So first denominator is here is 16, second is 4, and third is 8. In grid method, we can see we see all 3 numbers. We write on, if you have more than 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, you can write them in these 2 lines. Then we can go ahead. We can see is you try to find, and you start from the smallest table, and we already know the smallest table is 2. Then I can see is if I can divide any one number, any one denominator by the smallest table, I stay on smallest table. Otherwise, I take a jump towards next table. I can check these numbers against the next table. If I divide any one number by the next table, it's fine. Otherwise, I take a jump towards next and next and next. So this is the way how we can solve this. Now we can see here. I can go towards the smallest table too. I can check. I can see I can divide easily this one. The least criteria is at least one number. So I can see I can easily divide this, I can easily divide this, I can easily divide this by 2. So I can write on here is 2. 2 divided by 16, answer is 8. Then 2 divided by 4, answer is 2. Then 2 divided by 8, answer is 4. Now you can see your new numbers. New numbers are 8, 2, and 4. Again, I can check these new numbers against the smallest table. If I can divide any one number by 2, still what do I take it down towards next? I can see is I can still divide all 3 number by 2. So I can write down 2 here as a division. 2 divided by 8 is 4, 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 2 divided by 4 is 2. Now your new numbers are 1 is already end, but 4 and 2, still you can check against 2, or we can easily divide by 2, so I can say on 2 again. So 2 divided by 4 is 2, 1, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Now we just have 2 to go with 2, so 2 divided by 2 is 1. At the end, when you have 1, 1, that is the end limit. Now, these divisions, this table, if you can tie together, that is your common denominator. So we have a 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 times 2. So if you can multiply all these together, you get answer is 16. You can see the beauty of this method, and you can do this quickly. Now, we have 16 common denominator. Now, you can easily write down this one straight away. You can change all denominator by 16. So this is already 16, so you don't need to write it. So here is numerator is same. Here you write in 16. Here 3 and change into 16. So you get is the common denominator. You can see is now your old is a new denominator. This is your new denominator, common denominator. Common denominator divided by old denominator. You get answer. 16 divided by 16, answer is 1. Answer will be times with your numerator. Similarly, this one, 16 divided by 4. You get 4. Answer multiplied with your numerator. Similarly, this 16 divided by its denominator. 16 divided by 8 is 2. The answer will multiply with numerator. Okay, now you can see here, 3 times 1 is 3, so your 3 is 16. This is 5 times 4 is 20 over 16, and 3 times 2 is 6 over 16. You get the same answer by grid method. Now we compare on the base of if you already have a common denominator. In this case, now you can see is on the base of numerator, you can make a decision ascending and descending order. Ascending is from smallest to largest, descending is from largest to smallest. So you can see the beauty of grid method as well. It's not just for 3 denominators, you have 10, 20, quite complex numbers. Use the grid method, you can easily find the common denominator, and then you easily convert its complex denominator into common denominator. At the end, you can get the right answers. Okay, now we can go towards the next bit is addition and a takeaway of fractions. I'll start with a simple example. I say here 3 in 8 plus 1 in 8. If you have that kind of case, if we already have common denominator, if the denominator is same, that's quite easy. Just write down the same denominator, just add up or take away according to sign the numerator. Here the denominator is same, so just write down once denominator, and according to sign in the middle is add sign, so just add up numerator. If the take away sign in the middle, just take away the numerator. In this case, add sign, so 3 plus 1 is 4, so answer is 4 in 8. If you simplify this one, retable 4 up to 8 2 times, so this is 1 and this is 2, so you simplify answer is 1 in 2. This is how when the denominator is same. Similarly, if I write down a denominator 3 over 8, I write down sign take away, I write down the same example 1 in 8. Denominator is same, you write the denominator once, and according to sign, the numerator will be add or take away. So here is 2 in 8 and answer is 1 in 4. This is the case when denominator is already common. So you don't need to find a common denominator. That's quite straightforward. Just write down denominator once and we add up and take away numerator according to their signs. Okay, this is straightforward. And everybody can do easily this one. But when we have a denominator is different. Alright, okay, is for example 2 in 8 minus 1 in 4 plus 1 in 2. I have to add up, I have to use take away sign, if you add sign, I make one fraction where we have together take away and add sign, and you can see it's all denominator is different. This is quite easy, you can use basic method, fine, and you can see 2 go in 8, 4 go in 8, you can do that one that way as well. Or we can use the grid method for that as well. For grid method, I throw lines here, and I throw another lines here. I write down 8, I write down 4 here, and write down 2 here. Similarly, we can see these 3 numbers against the smallest table 2, and we can see easily all 3 numbers we can easily divide by 2. So to stay on 2, 2 divided by 8 is 4, 2 divided by 4 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then I can check these new numbers. So 4 to 1 these still go with 2, so I have to go on 2. 2 divided by 2 is 4, and 2 divided by 2 is 1, and then 1, and 2 divided by 2 is 1, 1, 1. So this, if you can multiply these together, so 2 times 2 times 2, you get 8. This is your common denominator. I write down here is common denominator is 8. So now we learn that common denominator divided by all denominator. So 8 divided by 8 is 1 times its numerator is 2. Then what signs after that? Signs take away. You have to write down take away here. Then this common denominator divided by an old denominator. So 4 divided by 8 is 2. So answer is 2 times numerator 1. What sign after that? Plus. I have to write a plus here. Then this divided by this. So old with new. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. So I have to write down here 4. I have to write down 4 answer here times 1. Now you can simplify this one. Is 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 4 times 1 is 4. Divided by 8. This is plus 2. This is minus 2. Plus 2 and minus 2 is 0. So your answer is 0 plus 4 divided by 8. So this is 4 over 8. Now you have to read the table 4 up to 8. 4, 2 times 8. So this is 1 over 2. You can see is the beauty is of the grid method. If you know the grid method, if you have a different denominator, you easily find the common denominator, and then you can convert your old numerator into new numerator, and then according to sign add and take away, you can easily add and take away numerator. At the end you get the answers. So this is the way how we actually solve fractions. So this lesson, today's lesson is about fractions. Our objective was to wise fraction is, types of fractions, ascending and descending order of fractions, add and take away of fractions, and you can see is we can easily solve all 4 objectives, and we achieve all those 4 objectives in this lesson.